I'm now going to turn things back over to Brian to talk about our vendor-managed inventory, which is also associated with this online features.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, it's going to take a couple of minutes to talk about some different ways that we can manage inventory at your location. We have a couple of different tools available to you. The first one is we have a software that will manage inventory kind of in a cabinet format, or we also offer RoboCrib machines with integration as well that you can also utilize for Swagelok product to help manage your inventory. Talk a little bit about the tool. We call it the IMS tool to manage your the inventory. We need to go through kind of how it kind of works at a real high level. There are two different ways you can manage the inventory at your location. There's you, the customer, manages the inventory, or Allentown, the salesman, manages the inventory. Either way, somebody is going to do a cycle count on that inventory, and that cycle count can occur either weekly, monthly, or daily, depending on your particular needs. At that time, after the inventory has been cycle counted, it can then be put into a software, and a synchronization will take place. And again, that can be done either by you, the customer, or by Allentown salesman. The order then will be electronically sent directly into the ERP system at Allentown. So there's no rekeying of the inventory. It goes directly into their system that they then will either ship the product or deliver the product back to you, the customer. So it's a continuous cycle around to manage that. And again, that could take place daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on how often you want to manage that inventory. Just a little bit more about the tool. It is a Swagelok owned tool. We own the software, and again, it's called IMS, Inventory Management System. We are doing inventories today of over 400 inventories being managed through this software, and there are about 150 customers using the tool. And you can see a list of some of the customers that are using it. Obviously, there's many more, but there are, as you can see, many customers that are utilizing it. There are really the slide says 3 components, but we're going to exclude the one component because it's really more geared for Allentown salesmen. But there are 2 types of components that you need to be aware of. The first is the web-based application. Again, that could be hit just like a internet website. Inside that is where you manage the inventory, either you or Allentown, whomever wants to own it. All the part numbers that are currently in your VMI will be listed in this web-based application. We have great usage reports that are available from this website. So if you wanted to know how many parts were used towards this particular project, we track it within this software by project number. You can run usage reports and get a clear vision of how much parts were used to do that particular project. You can also look at usage by user. So you can go in and say, okay, how many has Brian Ignite of this part that he used? You can run those types of usage reports. So the reporting is really powerful within this application. It is a barcode driven application. So there will be a barcode that will be applied below each of the parts that are in your VMI, and those barcode labels are actually within the application. And then it's optional, but there is a purchasing approval screen. So for instance, if the warehouse people are pulling parts for projects, or the engineers or somebody are pulling parts, but you don't necessarily want that order to go directly to Allentown. You want somebody in procurement to view the order first. You have that ability to have a kind of a person in the middle review what is going to be placed, and you would have a chance as a customer to modify any of those line items at that time. And then once you do the approval, then it would go to Allentown for replenishment. So if you would like, again, it's optional, you could have that intermediate step, that middle step there. There are for you, we call it the CIMS, the Customer IMS version. It's a software that can be loaded in really different ways. It can be put onto a PC. It can be loaded to a laptop. It can be put on a mobile device. Really, there are just multiple ways that you can run this software that then has to have a barcode scanner below it, because that's what you're going to scan the barcode with to actually pull the part number up before you enter the quantity. There is the ability to check out parts, so you can check them out as you go to use them, whatever you're using them for whatever particular project. Let's say you don't use all of those parts. There is a check-in ability as well to put the parts back into the VMI. There's an automated consolidated replacement order, so you can really determine, it's really up to you to determine how often do you want to have the order go to Allentown. Do I want it to go daily? Do I want it to go weekly? Or do I want it to go monthly? And really, the software can handle however you want that order to be transmitted and when you want it to be done. We can also set the inventory to be at set quantities, or we can do a min-max level. So until I drop below this level, I'm not going to order any more parts. The software can handle that. All you simply do is put in the quantity that you're taking out. The software does the calculation to know if it needs to place an order to Allentown or not. And the software is just easy to use, and that's what customers are telling us. The 150 customers are telling us that are using it today. It's 4 simple steps, and you, the customer, can really control a lot of the when that order is going to go and be sent over to Allentown. So there's a lot of good information and a lot of ease to use of that tool. And then I put in a couple of pictures here just to show you. This is a customer actual setup that's using it today. And as you can see, it doesn't need a high-end computer by any stretch to run the software. This happens to be, looks like an older PC sitting on top of the cabinets where the parts would be in the cabinets below. And then you can see to the left there's the barcode scanner. Now, you don't have to go with this setup. If you'd much rather use a mobile device, something smaller, it supports that. Or if you just want to use a laptop that you just set down, scan, and then take the laptop, close it, you can do that as well. And if the salesman comes on site, obviously he's going to use either a mobile device or he's going to use a laptop if you have the salesman at Allentown managing your inventory. And just one more picture here. Again, this is just a different angle, but you can see when the drawer is open, you can see the barcode labels there with the picture. So it does have a picture of the part that's supposed to be attached to that barcode label. It can have your custom part number on it, so it doesn't have to be a Swagelok part number. So if you want to use your own part numbers on these labels, you can do that. The software supports that. So again, this is just an example of kind of what maybe it would look like as a setup. And then on the computer itself, if you look on the screen, you can actually see the window open for the software that's running. And it's simple. It's just a part number and a quantity. A part number and a quantity, and then a synchronization that then sends the order either to Allentown or off to your procurement person for approval.